So this one's actually not about anything Wallameed related. This one's about this little Honda XR80 little mini dirt bike that we're gonna try, breathe some life back into, trying to restore it. Alright, so it started on OfferUp. Found some pictures of this bike. I say, oh, alright, I've always had an interest in bikes from when I was a kid. I say, alright, if I can get this bike at an affordable price, it would be a nice little project. See if I can get it running, see if I can get it nice. Actually get to talking to this brother about why he's trying to sell it, and found out that, okay, his father actually got it as part of a trade for some car. Like, he was supposed to add some value in the trade, and so he said, okay, alright, maybe I'll just give it to my son. His son got it, tinkered around with it. He wasn't able to get it running. Eventually he took it to a garage, found some information, trying to say, okay, yo, this is what they think is wrong with it. But by that point, he's like, all right, yeah, let me just get rid of this. To give you some background, I know nothing about bikes. I don't think I've even touched a bike before this bike. So at this point, all I know about what this bike needs is what he's told me so far, and I'm figuring there's probably some other stuff that needs to be addressed that we don't really know about. All right, so we get the bike, take it home. Firstly, this is the middle of winter, so as you saw there, it was in my living room. I realized, yo, this cannot work. So we took it upstate, stored it in Ashley's garage. You probably saw it in the last video. It's over here in the garage, and stored it there for probably 4 months, and googled a manual and just started reading that manual. That's obviously not as good as being able to look over the bike in person, but that's just how the weather is. Some places I have to deal with it. Kind of going through the manual, kind of figured, okay, yo, this is gonna be my plan of attack. Eventually, it kind of defrosts. We have some space that we can kind of work on the bike. Take the bike home and start taking it apart. Take the engine off. That's the first thing that I realized. Okay, this was probably gonna make it the easiest. You just take off the engine, you get some opportunity to work on it. After looking over the actual bike, say, yo, okay, like we kind of expected, there's more things that need to be addressed, and so kind of just get to working on it. So throughout this video, you'll see Zale came to visit, and he was actually excited to work on the bike as well, so that was nice. And he helped me really get through the project. It was much easier being able to work with him, so big up yourself, Zale. So the first thing that you saw us doing there was actually changing out that valve spring. It needed a new intake valve. That was why it wasn't running. I think that was the major problem. So we changed out that intake valve, tried to get the engine back on, struggled with it a little bit, just because first time working with it, took it apart, and then it was just difficult to put back together. Eventually we got it back on, and then we got to move on to our next focus, which was putting everything back in the right place, which isn't as easy as you think it might be. So we actually realized that the throttle cable that we had was the wrong length, so we had to reorder that. Meantime, we're working on the brakes, get that sorted out, try to clean up the carburetor, and then eventually start putting everything together so we can have the gaskets in place and have all the gas line hooked up. At this point, we have no idea if anything that we're doing makes any sense, because we haven't got the chance to test it yet. But we keep holding the faith and we keep working. I think we get all of the mechanical parts kind of put together in a way that it should work, and then once that's done, we say, all right, yeah, let's do the final oil change and then see if we can get it going. Before that point though, we realized that we missed one bracket, so we had to actually remount the engine. And then once we got that done, that was the biggest relief, because we realized that, okay, yo, we can actually move on now. Everything that we knew that we needed to address has been addressed. Alright, so fuel it up and then try and give it a kickstart. Not going on. We don't really see any progress, so we say, yo, Jano, what we doing? At this point, we decide to, okay, maybe we can try bump start it. And for those who don't know, like you see here, bump start is when you try to get it moving and then shift it into gear, and then the momentum will basically try to start the engine. Eventually we got it to bump start, and that's what we're doing for a while, so it was kind of ridiculous. Like you saw Zale just now, just doing that running start. That was the only way we could get it to start. But then finally we got it to where it could get a consistent kick start, And then from that point, the last thing that we had to do was just run it and then kind of try to tune the carburetor to make sure that that was giving the right, the right fuel. So we went on a couple test rides, and then after each ride, we'd kind of stop, pull over, and then adjust the carburetor, like you see me doing here, just to make sure that this giving the right feeling, not too much fuel, not too little fuel. So all of this was learned by just YouTube videos, reading the manual, looking stuff up online, even just finding out what a carburetor is, because neither of us had ever worked with anything like this before. Next thing on the agenda was to actually learn how to ride properly, because as I said, we never really have no experience with this, so everything was from scratch. So take it to the park, just find some fields, actually learn how to ride. That was fun. And once we did that, say, all right, you know what we need? Maybe these two human people are faster than the bike, so let's have a foot race. And you know what? Let's give them a head start.
Yannick is taking the lead so slowly.
Well, that was pretty good. That was a pretty close race for somebody who's running against, a motorcycle. But yeah, this was just the first part. You'll see come back soon, trying to make it look nice, paint it over, restoring the seat, all that stuff. So you can look out for that video soon, and don't forget, just subscribe. We have more videos on the way. So, thanks for watching.